Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I was a primary school teacher for how long? Months. Like months, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm qualified. Listen, my passport gets stamped. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Shanagay. Happy New Year, and let's just get into this video. So as you see by the title, I'm going to be talking about why I left my job as a qualified primary school teacher to become cabin crew. So first of all, I'm going to talk about how I even got to become a teacher. Was it something that I always wanted to do? No. Was it something that, like, as a child I thought of, oh, maybe I want to grow up and I want to be a teacher? No. There were a couple jobs that I thought that I may want to do when I'm older, and teaching was not one of them. So how did I become a teacher in the first place? So when I left uni, I graduated doing theatre and performance practice. Just theatre, let's just say theatre. And so I graduated in 2017, all glory be to God. And then I was just like, right, what do I do with my life? I didn't know what to do, because I was thinking, like, pursuing an actual theatre career is kind of difficult. And actually I did kind of get scouted in a way. Like, for our last performance, we had agents come, and out of everyone, they liked your girl. And I can't remember why I didn't really sign up with them, or why I didn't, like, pursue it or whatever. But anyway, it just didn't happen. There was this job thing, and then they sent me, and I basically started to work in a salad bar. So I went to work in a salad bar. After working in the salad bar for a while, I had a friend, and she was actually working with an agency in a primary school. So, and she was telling me, girl, I get paid every week, the money is good, I'm on holiday when they're on holiday. I was like, that sounds good. And being a mom, having a child, I was like, yeah, that sounds good. So I joined up with the agency. Next thing you know it, I'm working in a primary school as a teaching assistant. And it was good. Like she said, that the pay was good. You got paid weekly. It was decent money, and yeah, so that was that. However, when I was in the school, a lot of people would say, oh, Shanagay, you would be an amazing teacher. And not only that, I just felt like I don't want to be a TA forever. I don't want to be one of those people that they're TA for 20 years, God forbid. Well, let me not say God forbid. For me, that's not what I wanted for my life. If that's where you have found yourself, then fair enough. If you're happy and it's paying your bills, who's anyone else to say anything? However, for myself, I just thought I want to see progression in my life. So that still sounds bad. I just personally didn't want to be a TA for a really long time. I wanted to do something else as well. Just say that. So anyway, I tried to go through like a program through the council. It was Lambeth Council. However, the school that I was with, they didn't have enough money or something like that along those lines. Anyway, I just couldn't do the teaching program through my school, through the council, if that makes any sense at all. So then my sister was just like, well, this academy, this federation, I'm not going to say their name, but they actually do like a teaching program. So I was just like, all right, cool, let me apply. So I applied, went through the whole thing, and I got the job. And I was so excited. And then, so it was like schools direct, basically. School direct, teach direct, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So basically, they put me in a school. I asked specifically for a school near my house. I got into the school near my house. I was excited. It's literally like a 10-minute walk, 5 minutes on the bus, really close to my house. I was really excited. So obviously that means that whole year is like, you know, my training, and then at the end, you know, I'd be qualified. That it was difficult. And one of my teaching friends, she did say to me, Shanagay, this particular federation, academy, whatever, they're difficult. And I was just like, okay, but you know, let me still go through it. It was hard. When I say it was hard, like, you do teach little by little. So you start off 10% and you progress, and then by the end of the year you should be teaching 80%. but it was difficult. And then I was going through a lot of personal things in my life as well, so that made it even more difficult. And I was just like, Lord help me. Like towards the end I did say I don't want to do this anymore. I said I don't want to do this anymore, but I was encouraged by the school and like, you know, my partner as well. I was just encouraged to basically stick it out. Once you're qualified, you're qualified. No one can take your qualification away from you. Just push through. And by the time I pushed through and I reached the end of the year, and I was just like, okay. And then I got to see my classroom, my own room, Miss Miller's room. I was just like, okay. Set up my classroom, my library, put the chairs and the tables how I wanted it, bought some little accessories, you know, bought some fish for my classroom. Everyone had all these tiny little fish that eat the dead skin off your foot. I didn't want those type of fish. I wanted nice goldfish. I bought myself some nice goldfish. I was just like, period. Come see Miss Miller coming through. I had so many plans. Come and start teaching now. Let's see how it goes. I started teaching now, and it was hard. When teachers say they need those holidays, they need it. I'm sorry, but if you ain't been a teacher, you don't have the right to comment on the amount of holidays and the amount of time off they get, because they need it, period. So it was hard. The planning was difficult. Like, to be fair, this academy, they had certain planning for like foundation subjects, which are like not drama, but like art, history, science. They had like the structure of the planning on like a database. So, but we had to heavily edit it for our school because a lot of them, you know, speak Spanish. A lot of them are quite low. So then we had to tailor it according to our class and our school. That still took time, and me being new, and I'm a heavy procrastinator. No. I can procrastinate sometime. I'm not a procrastinator in Jesus' name. Let's be positive. So anyway, that was difficult. And then, it was just hard. And then I found that I was going home to plan as well. And then after school, so then sometimes I'm going to bed late, and then I'm planning on the weekends, and I'm procrastinating about planning, and I'm planning, and it was just a cycle. And then in the school, it was also my confidence. I felt like I wasn't confident in myself. I also feel like as a Black person in like a predominantly Caucasian environment, and I'm a chubby girl, so I've already got these things in my mind that I'm not too confident in myself. And then going into this environment, sometimes I'd have to walk into school encouraging myself, trying to get, you got this, you are Black, you are beautiful, you are intelligent, do you get what I mean? I had to pump myself and encourage myself, because sometimes personally my confidence, it just wasn't there. And then sometimes I just didn't feel like a valued member. And one of my biggest issues, big up my friend Soraya though, she helped me and encouraged me so much. When I became a teacher, we got really close. Her classroom was right next to mine, and it was just so cute. Anyway, what I'm gonna say, reason why I changed my face, I was thinking like some people would mistake us for each other. We don't look alike. Just because she's Black, I'm Black, we're both a bit round. Like, no, we look completely different. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But so I digress. What was I saying again? One of the things that really annoyed me was that I did have a small class of like 20, because a lot of my children, because of their abilities or things like that, they were in like another like group. And so I was telling them, listen, I need a teaching assistant. And they gave me a teaching assistant on a Friday when the kids had gone. And this particular teaching assistant, she wasn't in school half the time because she had so many different things happening outside school. I hardly saw her. So I don't have a teaching assistant. And where I'm supposed to be marking during the lesson, doing all of this kind of stuff, it's difficult. Kids with so many needs. I'm brand new half the time, don't know what I'm doing. Like, what the heck? Like, and one of the days I wanted to cry. And they were like, oh, we got this teaching assistant and she's going to be in this teacher's classroom. He had 10 years of like being a teacher. He was like an assistant head. I need a teaching assistant. I cried my eyes out in December, like, I need help. I really need help. They did try to help me in a way. My mentor came into my class a couple times, but I don't know. It was just too much to me. By February 2022, I got to a point, I said, I'm not forcing myself. It's not by force. I just realized that light, it must be so annoying. I had to close that door because I realized that light could be so annoying. Yeah, I had enough. I was just like, let me hand in my resignation. Generally, I'm just trying to rush it, guys. But yeah, I just weren't happy. And a lot of people weren't happy. That is to show that it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me that had an issue. Like, the school kind of had an issue in itself. Like, yeah. Okay, so that's that. I just wasn't happy. Whatever. I handed in my resignation. As a teacher, you need to have a term's notice. Handed in my resignation February to leave just before the Easter holidays. Now, so April 1st was supposed to be my last day, but other things happened and it wasn't exactly my last day. That could be another video for another time. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, cool. How I became crew. So that was April 2022. I'm out of a job. And between February and April, you're like, cool, you should have found a job, isn't it? No, I didn't find a job. And I was just really relaxed. I don't know. I was just like, I'm not going to force myself. I'm not going to push myself. I'm just going to take it as it comes. There were some other difficulties as well as to why I couldn't find a job, to do with like my visa and other things like that. And I was just taking it easy. But I was also still trying to apply for jobs. I was still trying to apply, going on Indeed, and like either I would get an interview for something that just didn't seem right, or I would like just not get any callbacks, any message backs, emails, nothing like that. And I applied for crew with this particular airline, not thinking anything. Like, you know when you apply for something and you really want it, you keep checking your emails, refresh, everything. Like, I applied for Apple, to work in an Apple store a couple times, and I was so excited for that. I wanted it so bad. I imagined myself doing the job, like, yeah, no callback, no message, no nothing. But and with this one, I wasn't like, I just applied on a Thursday. I remember Thursday afternoon. By the Sunday, which is weird, it's a Sunday, I get an email to say you are through to the next step. I was just like, what? That's when I'm like, wow, this is getting serious. Okay, cool. The next step was the they call it assessment day, which is like the interview kind of day. They do it on Microsoft Teams. And then I just kept on getting through to the next step and the next step and the next step, and I was just like, wow, okay, like this is happening. So it was just like step by step, just literally it just kind of happened. And now I'm here, and I'm like, now I'm in India. I'm currently in India, in Mumbai, in my hotel room. I'm literally packed and ready to go. I need to like get ready, like leave in about, let's say, the next 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, it was a step by step getting through to the assessment day, getting through that, and then I had to wait for them to email me and tell me my start date, and everything takes time. And then the process of like my background checks, that took about up to 4 months. They are thorough. They don't play. They want to know what you did, when you did it, and they want to literally speak to the people. These people have to email them. They have to. This is not a game, okay? They really take it seriously. And so, sorry guys, I'm looking out my window because I feel like there's a huge group of like vultures or something, or like eagles just flying. Early in the morning, there were loads of little birds, and then now it's the eagles. So I'm just wondering, like, the eagles are like, the big boys are out to play, and they're hot. Like, do you want me to show you? Can you guys see those eagles? They look small, but they aren't. And there's a group of them, a big group of them. And how I could know that they are big birds is because they look big and they're far. Whereas the little like pigeons or whatever, they're tiny. But what the heck? They're predator birds, those ones are. Anyway. So then getting through that process of that assessment day, getting the job, getting my start date, and then the whole process in between, and then now I'm here. So let's say the process started, I applied late April. And I didn't get my wings. My wings ceremony day is a day where you're like officially cabin crew. Didn't get my wings till December 14th. And today is the 18th of January, guys. Listen, my passport gets stamped. Guys, they don't stamp passports. But when I'm like all the places I've been, and it's basically a month since I've been flying. My first flight was the 19th of December. And I'm like, touched on another airport. Literally, I'm like, oh my goodness. And because part of my testimony of, I got several testimonies, child. But one thing I'm just great, I look back on my life and I'm like, I'm somebody that had no stay. Like, stay is like no status in the country, whatever, illegal citizen, whatever you will call me, immigrant, whatever you want to call me, child. That's exactly what I was. And like now, like being in this career, every single time I go somewhere, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, do you know how many times I've sat and I'm like, I'm in India. I've watched Bollywood movies. I'm in Mumbai. I'm in India. I had a chicken tikka from India, in India. Sometimes I feel like it's good to plan life, but I have seen blessings in not planning, in literally praying through the process, in literally taking each day as it comes, taking it step by step, day by day. Obviously, whilst I'm applying and I'm going through all the things that I'm going through, I'm asking the Lord for guidance. I'm asking the Lord for wisdom. I'm asking the Lord to go with me and go before me. I'm praying like, Lord, if this is for me, this is for me. If God, this is what you, even if it's only for a small amount of time. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I was a primary school teacher for how long? Months. Like months, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm qualified. So guys, please tell me if you enjoyed this video. Whatever it is you want to know, ask me questions, and maybe if I get at least 10 good questions, then I'll do a Q&A next. Or if there's a video that you want me to do, then let me know. I don't know if I'm going to be doing roster reveals. Some people do roster reveals. I love doing roster reveals. But yeah, guys, mama go, yeah, come on. Yeah, everything's packed. I literally just need to put on my clothes and go downstairs. So bye.